The screens at Google Research headquarters glowed with a cold, blue light. The draft of TurboQuant was finally live, a paper poised to redefine AI memory efficiency forever. Within hours, the tech world erupted in a frenzy. Investors scrambled as Micron and Western digital stocks plummeted, betting everything on this DeepSeek moment. It was hailed as a miracle of engineering, a breakthrough that would change the hardware landscape. But while the world celebrated, the shadow of a different story was beginning to emerge. Postdoctoral researcher Jianyang stared at the monitor, his hands trembling. Every paragraph felt like a ghost from his own past. 2 years ago, Jianyang had pioneered RaBitQ, an algorithm using random rotation. He had poured his life into it, publishing in Sigmod and open-sourcing his C++ code. Yet, here it was. In the TurboQuant paper, his life's work was relegated to a mere footnote. The injustice burned. He clicked reply on an email chain gathering dust for months. His message was simple. The academic record is being falsified. Jianyang's inbox held the smoking gun, a year-long correspondence with the authors. Back in May 2025, he had personally walked them through his proofs. They had acknowledged the math. They had seen the evidence. Yet, the final version remained unchanged, a calculated erasure of his contribution. The deception went deeper. They compared their GPU system against a crippled Python version. It was a rigged game. They had essentially tied their opponent's shoelaces, then claimed a landslide victory to the unsuspecting public. On March 27, at 10 p.m., Jianyang hit post on a public statement. The digital world didn't stay silent for long. The community began to stir, then roar. Another researcher, Jonas Kubler, joined the fray, exposing glaring inconsistencies. He pointed out shifting metrics that made no physical sense. The narrative was unraveling. Google had leveraged its corporate halo to rewrite history. On Hacker News, the thread exploded. More voices emerged. Other researchers whose work had been quietly harvested by the tech giant. The giant was no longer invisible. Jianyang sat back in his quiet office, watching the thread grow. He knew that against a corporation worth trillions, his voice was just a whisper. Millions of impressions favored the giant. But the truth was beginning to surface. This paper was not just a technical achievement. It was a calculated attempt to bury others. For the first time, the architects of that erasure were being forced to look at the evidence. The record was no longer theirs to rewrite. Jianyang took a deep breath, the screen reflecting a truth that could no longer be deleted.